All right. And so I'm going to open this up to lunch. Technically, we have lunch and for another until 1:55, so about 50 minutes where everyone can just turn on the mics and talk and chat and interact and or go grab a snack.
My
So you
snack
can
will take a
continue this
while, so
conversation or just go wild.
yeah, come at me. Come on.
Well,
Energy.
Talk, chat, pack a snack, bring it back, yo.
keep going.
We're waiting.
Interact, backpack.
Yes, we are.
Hell yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
Whack.
This is interaction. Is this what you refer to as interacting? Are we bonding here?
Oh,
That's fine, Wolf. I bonded with you plenty.
No friend making allowed. You're not allowed to make friends. It's not permitted.
Okay, DS Sans, I love you, BB.
Oh.
Record that, put on a button, play it back. Hell yeah, let's go.
I love you too, Wolf.
Thank you.
Oh.
Damn.
Hey, before we steer too far off topic, Krishelvo, I have in my presentation later a segment on if you go to a voice acting forum and some kid just they just make the first post, hey guys, I want to dub Naruto, and like that's the only thing they say. Like, what's your opinion on those types of people?
What's my opinion on them?
Yeah.
I think they're passionate and they want to try something, but
Yeah, I mean, there's babies everywhere that are taking their first steps. That's normal and fine.
you
That's
have
good.
to start somewhere.
Yeah,
A lot of
I mean,
a lot of voice actors started, when they were preteens. Some were kids, but
I
they got to
actually,
start somewhere.
there's this person
Somebody
who's
says
been
that it's
working
probably a
with-
literal child.
Yeah. I think thing is like there's this person we've worked a lot with in Watercress. I've been directing them for like 4 years now, right? And some months ago, I saw it was their birthday, and I was like, oh, I want to congratulate them. And I see they were turning just 18 now. I've been directing them since they were 15. I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
I mean, the parallel to draw with writing, it's like starting in role play when you're younger or fan fiction, and like a lot of that stuff is like really good training. Like, I mean, role play in particular is good training when you're young to work with other people
Yeah.
and to make a collaborative story. So, like, let people do what they want to do, have fun with it, and if they want to sell their souls later when they're an adult, they can.
Okay. Yeah, my bad. I should put more emphasis in my talk about like just failed project management because it's all of Naruto as in all 80,000 episodes, like no scope. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind for my talk. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess another thing I would say about that is if they're a child, there's an audience of children that would be interested in what they produce because it's at that level, So if they're interested in doing it and there's, people there who are their peers who would want to watch it, they should go for it. They'll get better with practice, but it might be cringy at first.
Like you just go back after 20 years, like, hey guys, now we're all 30. Let's watch our old Naruto dub.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. So, even in professional circles, sometimes we just do fan dubs because it's fun. Sometimes you like a project and you're like, hey, I'm going to gather 3 or 4 friends and we're going to dub this just because we can. Like it's normal, natural to do shit for fun and giggles.
That's so interesting to hear from someone in the industry, because anything that, like, when you buy anime or you see these people on Twitter, you don't see the private stuff they do with their friends where they get all this practice in. Like, you don't sit in and watch Herman Lee from Dragon Force practicing guitar. You just see him on stage and be awesome. So it's hard for an amateur to realize that you need that practice and you need that time to play and to work on stuff, even if nobody like sees it.
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
The thing is like you sometimes you don't get to hear about like what people do in their time. Like, I don't know. I work for Blizzard. Most people I know don't know I work for Blizzard because I don't talk about it because it's not important to me, right? So when someone, I don't know, when someone values more their professional time, they're like, oh, I just appeared in this new anime, right? And they only talk about that instead of talking about the things they do for fun, because they don't think they're important. They don't think it's important for other people to know about them. And that's a problem, I think, because, like, and if you're only showing your professional side, you don't get to like show that there's a downtime, that you don't have to work 24/7. And I think that's a big problem.
Yeah, like me and a lot of my friends and colleagues for voiceover, we do a lot of just fun stuff just with ourselves. Like we have a friend who streams video games and we'll just voice the various characters in the video game. It's great practice, it's fun, and people can watch the stream and enjoy it too.
Mm-hmm. Also,
Nice.
like these days, a lot more people like like they stream and stuff, so you actually get to see a lot more of the downtime of voice actors and stuff. So,
Yeah, and you get to enjoy the whole process and see how
Yeah.
fun and funny it can be. Even the mistakes, like how enjoyable and like ridiculous it can become.
Mhm. Heck, I always keep all the bloopers from my direction sessions because they make you feel closer to the person you were directing. Like
Yes.
like for example, I have an accent. I don't know if you noticed, but
You do? I couldn't tell.
I know, right? It's so subtle.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, like, I developed like a very unique type of directing because people could not understand me at first, right? So I would try to explain what I wanted and they wouldn't get it. So I'd be like, okay, can you give me more in this line? And they understood what that meant, right? Okay, can we give more of a to that? And people get the fucking noises. So like I love keeping the bloopers of like what I said, how they reacted before the actual line, or how they react to the script as they read it. All of that stuff is a lot of fun. And I love, like, once I finish a project, if one I was hired to cast or direct, or one I made on my own, I just love going back to the recordings and listening to people like just freaking out throughout the scenes. It's so much fun.
I actually hide the
love
bloopers
to-
in my final release. Like, if you look hard enough, you can find a secret button to click and hear all of the bloopers from the recordings.
Oh, that's
And it's, like,
interesting.
The best part of the game, if I'm being honest.
I
Absolutely.
always love animating bloopers that I get from the talent, and they love seeing that. And I think it creates like a great environment where people feel really safe goofing off with you. And of course, you got to keep on time, especially if they're by the hour. But if people feel safe goofing off with you, they'll feel safe like doing the heavy stuff with you too.
And
Yeah.
it's fun to have animated bloopers.
Yeah.
I did a couple of those. I think they were Tafini. She recorded a few lines for Heart of the Woods voice, and we had a few bloopers from that, and I animated a couple of them. And they're just fun.
Oh yeah, I didn't animate these, but on my now defunct Tumblr for my web series Defeat the Darkness, I had voice bloopers because it was like me, a couple of my friends, and then some other voice actors that I got from online. But like me and my friends, we were clowning. We had a bunch of bloopers that I threw up on there because we're just doing dumb segues into other things in the middle of recording. And then one time, like, I needed the sound effect of like a frying pan hitting something. But I didn't realize that like the Left 4 Dead frying pan sound is completely unrealistic. If you hit a person with a frying pan, it makes a different sound. And I know this because I hit myself with a frying pan in a couple different places to see what sound it made. And
You did.
Fully, though.
yeah, so that was
Committed.
one of my bloopers. It's just me hitting myself with a frying pan. It was great.
You need to post that somewhere now.
Yeah.
You
Just
can't
share
leave us
bad
hanging
Foley
with.
choices. Turns out someone punching another person just kind of sounds like, and not the that we hear in all the games.
Oh,
Don't
there's
ask how I know.
there's a VA I work with for my project. The main character, right? The main character is kind of like really kind of all over the place, really hyper, right? And half of his takes have him like punching the fucking microphone. Or like hitting the ceiling because he's jumping as he takes. He hits the ceiling.
Oh yeah.
The
I
one
know
thing
that.
I have found hardest is when a character is applauding, an actor really wants to start clapping too.
Yeah.
Every time.
Well, dude, when you say something like "slam the table" and they actually slam the table, I'm like, no, do not slam the table. Slam the figurative table.
I'll put that in later. It's okay.
Oh God, yeah. One of my friends, he kept putting this emphasis on a line, and he would slap his leg, and because he was really getting into it, and I'm like, I can still hear it. I'm looking through my old Tumblr. I'll find the frying pan thing. Y'all can keep
Oh,
talking.
You got it. You're there.
When?
All right, my tea's ready. It's time to mukbang.
Yeah, let's see. I cannot record myself because I'm in my pajamas. They are bright pink pajamas, so maybe not record myself eating the fondue, but I'm with you in spirit.
Is it? Should we turn video? I feel bad now, being like, everyone turn on your cameras. No one came prepared for that.
It's always optional.
I mean,
some of us are down. Yeah.
I can just send you my pictures.
Sure.
Look amazing.
Send selfies. Let's go.
No, I mean, you know how, Wolf. You know how good I look. That's fine. I will send you a selfie. 1 second. I will find. Let me see.
All right, if you're not camera ready, point it at the nearest figure or plushie. I know you all have one nearby.
I do not. That's the sad part. Like, I don't know.
Has anybody got cameras up? Because all I see is somebody's screen. Right.
No, I don't have the camera.
I don't know how because.
I think video's off right now.
Yeah, video's off.
Yeah, I don't think we need to be broadcasting.
No, I'm not pushing for it. I mean, it's not
anyway.
super necessary.
I'm
sharing screen is probably
again on spirit. Just imagine I look like this. 1 second. Should I put this in speaker links? I don't know. I'm thinking.
All right.
I'm just gonna
at least I
describe.
turned to
Here
sharing
comes the
screen
tea,
thing.
everyone.
Speaker links.
Yeah.
Is that ASMR? Does that count?
The host has
There.
stopped,
It is speaker links
video.
now.
Yeah, I think it's a host setting.
I want to see your magic card. That'd be great.
Oh. That sounds weird out of context, but
It's
yes.
true.
Oh.
Hey baby, I'll show you the magic.
Oh no.
That reminds me, many years ago, when I was directing one of Watercress's projects, I convinced a voice actress that every time she said walk, she meant something completely different. So she had to say, "Let's go for a walk," and she would actually say it.
Oh.
I made her say that in every line, in every take, so we could not use actual good takes. No real reason. It was just funny. So every time, it's a really sad story. It's in Let Go. It's in Let Go. A wolf.
Oh no, that one.
Yeah. So every
sad.
time, it's a really sad story. But every time she said walks, it was like, so we should take a walk.
That's awesome. I mean, I can't. That's a great.
It's just fun to mess with VAs because it's like some people, like, when the first time you direct them, they take everything so seriously. They are so scared, right? So making a voice actor have fun is so important the first time you direct them. Like, there will be time for like more intensive sessions later on, because like sometimes you have a more of a rush project, you have to like go. You don't have time to joke around a lot. But the first time you talk to a voice actor, always take time to like understand each other, get to know it, have fun together. Like that.
There is always that weird thing when you're like working with somebody new, where you kind of like do this weird dog sniffing each other's butt thing, because
True.
like there's a dominance thing because they're like trying to figure out like how pro you are, because some people cop a fucking attitude.
Really?
Sorry, excuse me, French.
I never had that.
Jeff does that.
Like,
I'm not going to say their name. I'm not going to say names because that could hurt their careers, and I don't hate them.
Fine,
But yeah,
spill the
some
tea in my
people, like-
DMs then.
You can DM me. Yeah.
my
I can DM me. I only had that once with like one old guy who actually told me to shut up. I don't understand your
men.
accent. And it's like, fuck you. I made
Fucker.
sure you won't work again with anyone I know.
Mhm.
So There are consequences to
'Cause,
your
like-
actions, kids.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Like, if they think they're too good for your project, they shouldn't have auditioned in the first place.
Yeah,
That's
like
what
what
gets
was
me
the
is, like-
point?
They can be like, well, I get on national commercials for $900 an hour. It's like, well, you accepted the job, you
Yeah.
auditioned.
Yeah.
So don't be copping a fucking attitude because you're slumming it with me. Like, I know you can make more doing other things. It's not about me paying you. It's about getting my project.
I actually had someone I was hired to direct a project like after casting. Not I didn't cast it. I was only hired to direct. And someone went, I don't need to be directed. I work for Funimation. I was like, that's really cool. I will direct you.
I will direct you.
Funimation has directors
Yeah,
too. I don't know
Funimation
if you
has
know
directors.
this.
Hello.
Yeah, but I don't know what the actual F was going on with them because like they were like, no, I don't need to be directed. I am too good for this project.
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you with absolute confidence, anyone who says I work for Funimation and they think it's a flex is not any good.
I'm based in
that
Texas,
is
so,
spicy.
like-
That's really spicy.
Spicy take.
Like
Okay.
99%.
Spicy.
I'm not
of voice
wrong,
actors
you
in
can
real
quote
life-
me
in
on
real
it.
life
Okay. I agree. I
Done
low-key
Walla for
agree,
Okatron
but
or
that's
something.
I
spicy.
refuse to comment on this, just so that everybody knows.
The views expressed in this call
Okay,
are
no,
not the
like-
views
like,
of our company.
real talk. Okay. Like when I was an insecure youngling, not like now, who is a secure youngling. When I was really insecure and like I didn't know any better for myself, I would be like, oh well, I work for DC Comics and Blizzard when I introduce myself. Because I didn't, I that was what my security depended on, like my
Mhm, yeah.
confidence depended on my job position. I was like, I work for Blizzard, so I am good.
I mean,
So,
it's
you know
totally
what I can-
okay to be proud of your work and
No,
who
but
you work
it's-
for.
It's different. It's like it's being like basing your worth on that. You can really tell
Yeah.
when someone is like, I work here, so I'm good. I won't take any criticism. You can really tell that type of person apart when they're like I got here. That means I'm good. I am good now. You can take that away from me.
Yeah,
I
Like,
found
I'm
the
proud of it,
mark
but
of
it's stupid.
like a real professional. Like if I work with somebody like this and then I look up their history later, I'm like, oh, of course they've like been in the biz for decades. The mark of a true professional is they get on your project and they make you feel like it's not stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's how you can tell they're the proest of the pros. If someone like gets on your project and they put on airs and they act like they're stooping to do
yeah.
your thing, they're actually not really very pro at all.
Yeah.
Also, like really important. Sometimes, like depends on how close you get to your voice actor, but sometimes some people like project their insecurities onto other people. Like I had a case where I missed out on hiring like a really really cool voice actress at the time, because another voice actress told me like oh I think she's overrated. I don't like her at all. I actually think that she's a really bad person or something, something like that. And I was like, oh fuck! Like, if you're saying it, it must be true. This person
I
was
always
really
Pass
jealous.
blind to
Yeah.
avoid that kind of bias. Although I have
Oh,
a
yeah.
blacklist, but
All right.
This was
I
like
found it.
really really early on. Like this was when I was when I used to do like hand picking.
Mm.
I no longer handpick for my projects unless it's someone I like I always wanted to work with, I don't know, with this person, right? And I'm like, oh, I must have this person. And I will approach them like, hey, can I bring you into my project? But only for my projects. I do not handpick for other projects for people who hire me, because honestly, like that's it all. That's
I have,
really
like,
tiring.
a character with 5 lines tops, then I'll just like grab a voice actor
Yeah.
friend
Exactly.
without an audition.
Dude, like I would rather like for when I'm hired for casting, I would rather listen to 1,000 auditions than like have to go handpick someone and then people
yeah,
tell you
for
like,
sure.
no, I don't like this person. I don't like this other person. Can they be more like this? And I'm like, I just like how do you cast actually? Like I what I do in my case is I make a short list of 5 people and I give them to the client. Like, you choose the last one. I give you the 5 with their pros, cons, and anything I may know about them, and you choose, because I will not do the rest unless I'm directing to them. Maybe I can actually do that. But if I'm not directing, I'm like, here, this is my top 5. You choose from that. I wash my hands here.
Yeah.
I
That's
could probably
a good way
do
to
a whole
do
talk
it.
about casting.
Yeah, the short list. I think I heard earlier someone mentioning that we've got frying pan noises now.
Yeah. So I found it. I found my old Tumblr with my production from Defeat the Darkness, and there are several outtakes.
Oh
If
my
you go
God.
through the archives, there are outtakes out the wazoo, especially near the end when I just started throwing them up in preparation for the final release. But yes, I found the source files of me hitting myself with a frying pan to try and get the perfect noise before I
boy.
realized that's not how you get the perfect frying pan noise.
You know, we should have someone do a Foley talk at some
Yeah.
point. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd watch
That would be good.
that.
Heck, Foley is so much fucking
Yeah.
fun.
Am I following y'all on Twitter? I know I'm following Moxie. I don't know if I'm following the rest of y'all. I should follow the rest of y'all.
Yeah.
How about we
Alright,
all
posting my Twitter on the stream
Also,
Yeah.
and the
Let's
Discord
Let's
channel.
chill.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Chill.
Get some. Let's put them all in the VNConf speaker links so we all have everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaker links. Twitter.com. As I misspell my own name. Very cool.
Congratulations!
I should probably. Oh, this. Gotta throw my.
Fundy.
There we go.
Fundy. Fundy. Fundy.
Some guy's like, someone cowbell all triangle and the VA can make the predator noise in the back of the throat.
I can actually too. Wait. Fuck. No. It's not working now. Oh, fuck.
Where do you want us to post it?
The speaker links one right under the visual conference channel.
Speaker
Okay.
links.
Thank you.
Miko. Following you now. Wait. Follow. There we go. Follow.
Following everybody.
Yeah.
I'm logged into the wrong Twitter account right now. Oops.
I feel that. I feel it so much.
Oh no.
Whoopsie.
My less
KFC
cool
Gaming
account.
started
Hang
following
on.
you. What?
Oh my god. I have a headache actually right now. Ugh. Hey, I'm going to.
Yes, my bio has how I'm terrible at following Twitter DMs.
Well, it has this thing where even if your DMs are open, sometimes it puts it in like a hidden other box.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
And then it doesn't notify you.
Yeah, like if your DMs are open, your DMs are open. Let me see them.
Yeah, the message request thing, I hate that.
And it's so frustrating because I'll find something from like a year ago. It's like, oh no, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I didn't, oh no.
You just hear the
Donna,
guitar
I've
from
gotten-
5 centimeters per second. One more time.
Oh no, please. Flashbacks.
Like I get support requests for my games in that inbox. Then it makes it seem like I'm a jerk and I don't care about support requests. It's like,
Yes,
oh, no.
it's not great.
I actually have a bot on the Rumpai Facebook account pointing people to the forums I actually pay attention to.
Ah,
It's
that's
just like
smart.
I can't use I just don't like their interface, so so I point them to the Discord and the forums and so on.
Oh heck! I have to share on Lemmashaft. Like I haven't promoted that since 2018. I have to promote there some more.
Oh, shame on you for not using Lamasoft.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
You
use
know
it for
better.
me.
Come
Wolf,
on.
Wolf, use it for me. Do you know how many things I have to do in a day?
I mean, okay. I can do it. I'll just copy the watercress shilling and then just replace the letters. Easy.
Yeah, like I actually like really envy people with like a team, because like anything I'm not doing isn't getting done, right? So I'm like,
So people
Joke's on you for thinking that having a team means that they're getting stuff done.
okay.
people assume that because my studio is called Team Dog Pit that there's more than one person, but no, Team Dog Pit is me. I am the team. I'm the I in team.
You're a team.
What's that like coding thing where like, you know, if you have 2 coders, it takes twice the time or something?
Oh, the mythical man month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
mean,
I'm about to be
9
talking
women
about that
a
today.
month to make a baby.
Dun, 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 dun.
On the topic of voice actors, I always want to like make friends with the people I work with, but sometimes you do like.
Sorry.
I find this happens when you have somebody crossing over where they don't necessarily do like video games or animation that much. Where if you try to be their friend, they just kind of like are put off and they don't want to be your friend. And I always think that's really sad.
I tried at first, like, to be people's friends. Like I was trying at first to be like, hey, let's go play something. Let's hang out. I no longer try a lot. Like I'll be like I check up on people.
I don't try, but I hope it happens.
Yeah, right. Like sometimes you vibe with people, sometimes you don't, and that's fine. Like some
you
people like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You can't really like select for it, but I would like if I was like omniscient, I would rather cast somebody who is like chill and would like to vibe about the project we're working on over someone who might be like technically more skilled.
I could talk about it all night long. Yeah, because
Yeah.
people don't expect it. They're always like, "We do what?" Like Watercress, we interview everyone, and we've been doing this for years. And we're like a volunteer studio, but like volunteer studios interviewing, yes, because personality is infinitely more important than technical skill. If you're an asshole, you're not gonna get the project done. Like I don't care if you're an asshole. I
actually always like stalk people on social media. And I try to cast the lesser known people, because like
I never cast anybody who has like a shitload more followers than me.
I try to
talk about my project.
Oh, dude, like I had a problem once with someone who was too invested, like way too invested. Like they started like really obsessing over the character, and it was like
somebody on my blacklist because they would not stop bugging me about when the game was coming out, and it's like,
no, that's 101.
I paid you, okay? It's gonna come out when it.
I actually have fun. Like I'm lucky that for the Hazy Night, most people I work with, I'm on like I'm like friendly terms with or speaking terms. There are a couple I just say hello to every 3 years and then like say bye and we don't speak again. But most of the people we're in really good friends. Like over a long development time, you make friends and you lose them. So
yeah,
that happens. Like I've seen a lot of stuff disappear as I went.
It is always kind of sad though if you like work with somebody but they don't really like care. I mean, you shouldn't expect somebody to care. Like it would be terrible, like a terrible kind of, I don't know, abuse of power or whatever to demand that everybody who works for you has to like your project. But it is always like it makes you die a little inside if they don't.
For me, it's like I've worked on like when I was in comics, I worked on so many projects I didn't give a shit about that I'm like, my child, I cannot blame you if you don't care. I will make you care with the quality of it.
I mean, I actually know that like it is just a job and stuff. So it's like I understand that, but it is always like a little sad if like, like I've had a case where I've sent somebody keys for a game after it came out. Like, hey, it was great working with you. Here's keys, and they like don't respond, don't say thanks, say anything. It's like, okay, I'll just go die of embarrassment.
No, that's really nice of you to do that, though.
You know what I do these days? I actually invite people over to like watch films with me. Like I do.
So fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. Everyone should be.
Yeah,
with
I've
me
done that with the
films.
cast too. That's fun.
Yeah, so like just like the kind of little team building, like that kind of little, hey, you want to come watch a film or play a game or something? That really shows you who will enjoy working with you, and like just not just working but being friends, being cool with you. Like that's it's a good way. Yeah.
We watched one of the film versions of the Cherry Orchard with the cast of the Cherry Orchard. That was a lot of fun. It wasn't a good film either, so we got to roast it.
Oh, dude, like last Friday we watched Labyrinth.
That sounds fun.
It was fun. I would not stop commenting on David Bowie's tights, so it was fun. That's how it was a fun time.
It took me longer than I am comfortable admitting to figure out the difference between Labyrinth and Pan's Labyrinth.
That's fine. I didn't know Labyrinth was a film until like.
So people would mention like David, and I'd be like, he wasn't in it? I did not see him anywhere. What are you talking about?
Imagine going in.
Hey guys, I think we spotted the Zoomer.
I know, right?
It's fine.
I'm sorry, I'm learning. You old people. Wait, how old is everyone? Ancient,
Okay,
right? Like
okay.
20.
Yeah. How dare we?
I'm crumbling to dust as we speak.
Oh, like 21 then?
I was born in the 80s.
Same. 80s kids.
What up?
I was born before the 80s.
Damn.
So like 22?
Yeah,
Let's see.
That's at new math.
Oh man, I did try to do new math once and I was like, oh no. I apparently don't know what numbers are anymore.
I think I've turned 21 11 times.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Oh man.
Let's say I've turned 29 3 times.
Ah. Gotcha.
I can't math.
That's fine. As it turns out, most people can't. As long as we
What's
count
funny
on the
is
people
my
who
actual
can,
day
it's
job is
probably
math.
fine.
I don't know. I just flail around and stuff happens.
I see. I started working when I was 17, so I'm like, I already was a baby in all of this. I don't care to be a baby ever again. I'm old now. I'm old forever.
Ain't got time for that anymore.
Yeah, like
People were talking about like, oh, adulting, millennial. I don't feel like an adult, but it's like, bitch, I felt like an adult since I started working when I was 17 as well. So I've been an adult for a long ass.
Exactly. Like I never got to be the age of complaining about oh no, I have to be an adult now. Bitch, I was kicked out of home. I have been working since 17. I finished high school and I was working for Game of Thrones. I didn't have time for like any of that. So
Wow.
it's really weird. I cannot relate to like people being like I have to adult. Ooh.
Yeah, like I had a part-time job at 16 and then I was working full-time during the summer. I moved out like a month after turning 18 and that's just been like my life ever since. And it's so interesting, like in high school you have even in your 20s too, people like, oh my god, you're so immature, but like you're paying the bills, you have a car that you're keeping up, you have all this stuff that you're juggling, so what's it matter if I still eat dinosaur oatmeal in the morning?
Dinosaur oatmeal is great.
Yes.
I mean the kind with the eggs, the dinosaur eggs.
Yeah, like it's a little sugar egg and then it melts and then it becomes a little colorful dinosaur candy.
Yes.
That, what is that? No, please show me. What? I have not lived through this. What?
There's this oatmeal where when you make it has
oatmeal
these,
where I'm from.
I've eaten that.
So it's an oat porridge that's made out that it's got these little tiny sugar eggs in it. So they're tiny eggs made entirely out of white sugar. And so when you add hot water, the white sugar dissolves. And then inside of it, there's a little hard candy dinosaur. So it's like dinosaurs are hatching out of
really
eggs when you make the oatmeal.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay,
put a
okay,
picture in
great.
the Discord right now. I
That's
can't
so
believe
cool.
this.
Someone link me to this. I want to see.
Yeah, it's in the Discord. It's in the Discord.
Yeah, America has so
Dinosaur
much
eggs.
weird food.
That was my jam as a kid.
Okay. Oatmeal is like. I tried oatmeal once and I was like, "What's wrong with you all? Like, what do you enjoy this? Is
It's
this fun for
acquired
you?"
taste for sure.
Oatmeal is
It
a
depends on-
delivery
Like it's
device
like-
for
Yeah.
other things, like
Yes.
dinosaur eggs.
It's with brown sugar and strawberries. in it.
Okay, it's like
yeah, you
it's
put
like
brown sugar or like blueberries, like that type of stuff makes it wonderful. You don't just eat like this unflavored, like no.
Yeah, like
It's-
you can eat a French fry on its own, but it's also used as a delivery vehicle.
Yeah. And even then, you've
See,
got to put salt on it, or you've made a terrible choice with your life.
True, true.
That's
See,
always
but,
been my
but
hang-up
French
with, like,
fries
tofu.
have a crunch to them. Oatmeal is like, what is this thing? You know, like it's oats in your mouth. It doesn't feel right. Like that's the kind of stuff I was force fed as a kid
I'm
because I
so
wasn't
glad.
eating.
I'm so glad you used oats as the word for that one.
What's that? What?
Oatmeal is nuts in my mouth. Like, it's not.
No, I say oats.
Yeah,
said
oats.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Glad you said oats.
Also, I want to address something I'm seeing in the Discord chat. I don't think any of us are saying like we expect actors to like spend their time with us or anything like that. Like what we like or what we prefer is not the same as what we expect.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us like think it's appropriate to demand somebody devote unpaid time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the consensus of the discussion anyways.
Yeah, like it's nice to like your actors. It's nice to get along with your actors, but sometimes you're both busy, and if you could like play Left 4 Dead afterwards, great, but it's not required. And if your director is a huge introvert and just went, holy crap, I'm way in over my head, you're amazing, and I don't know if I can keep talking to you, then that was me back in the day. Because like my talent was great, but I didn't know, like I was more interested in making the show than I was in like getting to know these people. I just realized, oh crap, now I'm getting more people involved and I have to get to know them. It was kind of backwards for me.
It's been so long since I last tried to like be body with my VAs that the game to play back then was Overwatch. So that's been a while. That's 5 years ago. Time flies.
Makes
It's
me a
also
little
tough
sad though.
because
is
Oh, go ahead.
Say this is like so I would never expect this or never demand this, but it's sort of like I'm allowed to feel how I feel even if I don't say that to the person, but I always get sad if I work with somebody and then they don't follow me on Twitter. So,
Yeah.
To me that signals like if you follow somebody on Twitter, that means you're thinking about you might work with them again, or you might it's like a network, because I consider Twitter like a professional thing. It's like, oh, you don't feel like it's like exchanging business cards. You're like the card crusher if you don't follow me on Twitter. I would never say that
For me, it's like if I don't get followed, that's fine because I tweet a lot of horny stuff.
I tweet a lot of bullshit too.
Yeah, my Twitter is me talking and then every so often uploading something horny, and that's it. That's Twitter for me. That is my.
I would never demand it. It's just sort of it makes me sad if it doesn't happen.
Yeah, for me it's like follow me, mute me if you must, but follow me, love me.
But then if you mute someone, you never know when they tag you, and that's always been my big
No,
problem.
you actually know if you're mutuals and you mute someone, you see their responses to you.
I still
also
feel
what
like
I have a
I wonder where all those are then.
studio Twitter account, and it's like 99% retweets of my personal account, but like the more important posts. So if you hate my bullshit, you can follow my company account, which is just me, but with like.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, and I think Miko, if you are you going over this in your talk later, like because some people have a personal and a dev Twitter, but like I'm lazy, I don't feel like logging in and out. It's just going to be the one that I have, and you know what? The voice actor for Byakuya from Danganronpa just has the one, and it works well for him. It's like all of his little Byakuya stands are like, "Who's Iridium Studios?" And he's like, "It's me, Byakuya." Like, oh, okay.
It's not in my talk, but I could just make a whole talk on like Twitter and social media and stuff, because like I am a one-person studio basically. Well, Faleso helps me with keeping me sane and doing social media stuff, but Crystal Gameworks is mostly 1, 2. But I do have my own personal Twitter just to keep them separate. But mine's not always the most professional stuff because I like to retweet anime stuff occasionally, as some of you know. But yeah, it's to keep all the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff separate from my studio account. Sadly, completely true.
I personally I have my Twitter account and no account for my game, because for me it's like my game is an extension of me. It's like it's the opposite of Death of the Outer. Is like this game is about me. It's like that's so.
I feel the same way about my projects.
Yeah, so it's like I do not want to like make it like it's not. It's like this game is about me. You get me, and me. Do you want more of me? Well, there's Twitter. So
well, it's funny is like meeting people who don't like get how Twitter works. They don't use Twitter much, and they look at mine and they're like, you post a lot on Twitter, which is kind of accusatory. It's like, one, I don't even post as much as a lot of people, but two, these same people will like turn around and be like, nobody follows me on Twitter. I don't see the point in using it because nobody interacts with me. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
do you like post more than once a month? No. Well, there's your
Yeah.
Yeah, my personally, I don't follow voice actors when they talk about voice acting, because it's like, I want to know you as a person. In order for me to hire you, I need to know you're a person, not just a voice.
It's
And I need to know what
like
kind
a
of person you
super
are.
curated
Yeah.
account. Then just like, I don't know, I can look at that on your website.
Yeah. It does
Yeah.
make you a bit of an outlier, though, to be honest. Anytime I post something personal, like 3 people show up. And anytime I talk about, hey, here's a cast announcement, 3,000 retweets. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like,
glad
I'm
you're
very
all
cynical
here 'cause
about
of
casting
me.
announcements on Twitter,
Yes.
by the way.
Huh?
I
feel
like,
like-
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, like a great way to, well, you keep seeing posts where people are like, post your demo, might be doing a casting announcement. This gets a lot of engagement. And I feel like sometimes people do that cynically, but two, even if they do, I don't think they understand what they're getting into. Of like, if you start cultivating an audience of thirsty, out of work voice actors, then that's all the people you're gonna have following you. But you want to have like more people in that, more types of people in that.
I think like you can have a wide variety of people following you, and like if they don't find what they're looking for, they'll just leave and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, yes, feed my numbers. Thank you. No?
Yeah. Yeah, numbers are super important because like those people are guaranteed to boost you in the algorithm, but they can't be everything, right? In the sense of like how Byakuya's voice actor doesn't have a dedicated account for his voice acting. So if all those thirsty Byakuya stands have to put up with his game announcements. So that way they're suppressed in a way that's healthy and sustainable.
Yeah, I think one just needs to be like aware of the type of following they have, because that also does like affect algorithmic stuff. But also like I have some friends who have to deal with this. Like if you end up cultivating like a large group of people who are like teenagers or whatever, then you have to grapple with the responsibility of having a large following of teenagers. And if it's kind of related to the idea of, if you constantly like post outrage porn, then all your followers are going to be outrage porn addicts, and they're going to be like the most likely to get outraged at you. So it's like, cultivate the following that you want to deal with.
Yes.
And I will talk more about that in my target audiences.
I'm loving this bonus talk
Look at
over
a
lunch.
segue. Let's go.
Learn more about it in 12 minutes.
Yeah. I wish it was mine was next, and then that'd be perfect segue, but Quilly Quill is next.
You just gotta time it a little bit better next time. You almost had it. You almost had it there.
So close.
So close.
Somehow your fault.
How could this happen to me?
What's funny is I hear about people who are tempted to cast somebody because they have a lot of followers. It's like, oh, they could do free marketing for my thing. But it's like, no. You need to realize, like, the more popular they are, the less of a shit they will probably give about your project. Your biggest advocates are going to be people who like are super excited and hyped to be in your project. The people who are going to hype your project the most are going to have the least followers.
I've seen like I've worked with like big name actors who like had a lot of followers and were like, yes, I love this project, I'm going to talk about it forever. Like,
and then
there's other people who just don't care, and they won't care at 0 followers, and they won't care at 100,000. But sometimes
I guess somebody, I won't name them, but they have somewhere in between 10 and 20,000 followers on Twitter. And
me?
They I have not cast you. I'd love to cast you.
No.
And they were so aloof about it. Like, one, of course, they like didn't give a shit about my project, but they didn't send me the audio, and per our contract, I pay after I receive the audio. And like, I kind of poked them about it, but I didn't hear anything back. And then 2 weeks later, they get back to me and they're like, hey, I noticed you didn't pay me. And I'm like, yeah, it's because you didn't send me any audio. And they're like,
Yikes.
"Oh, I forgot."
Come on, T in the DMs right now.
Like, that's how little of a shit they gave about my project. shit. I'm like,
Ac-
okay.
actu-
mm,
Actually,
thanks,
we're
thanks.
joking here, but like it is normal practice for casting directors to share information about like, hey, this person was a shithead. Do not cast them. So, to any of you
So,
listening out there, do not be a shithead.
tea
Yeah.
in the DMs right now.
So-
That should probably just be a T-shirt. Just don't be a shithead. The end.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
don't stick around for my talk on how to not be a shithead. But
Quick, take notes, take notes.
in that note though, I have a friend who's a voice actor down in
Oh, I thought we
LA.
were going to say a shithead.
No. I am a shithead. I know that. But no, I have a friend who's a voice actor down in LA, and they and their partner have both been in the booth and heard casting directors go, yeah, but they're not really Twitter famous, so we're going to hire this other person that's roughly
Oh,
talented.
yeah.
And
That's a massive yikes. What the hell?
It's
And,
becoming like super common for you to have to say how many followers you have on your socials when you go into audition for things.
yeah, the dystopian
fuck?
thing is like the corporate suits, they follow the numbers, and the numbers in this case are the Twitter followers, the algorithm, all the branding, all of these things that are tangible and trackable. Even if they're total bullshit, they're the numbers, and they care about numbers.
I have casts for clients who are like, oh, what about this person? They have a lot more followers. And I'm like, no, I do not care how many followers they have. We're going with this. Don't look at the numbers. The numbers are not important. They're not going to feed you. Fucking
They
hire
don't help.
like if someone with 100 followers makes one announcement, yes, you will get one announcement from someone with 100 followers, and that's it. They will never engage with it again. That is not helping you at all. Do not cast based on numbers. I will personally murder you. I will fly from Spain to wherever you are and deliver you a murdering.
It's true. It's
That's
true.
right.
Maxie will do that.
Oh
But
boy.
yes.
We even have the confession recorded. This is a problem.
It's not a confession, it's a threat, it's a promise.
Oh no.
What else
What
was
matters more to
happening?
me if I'm looking at an actor's Twitter is like one, if they use Twitter fairly frequently, no matter how many followers they have, that's kind of a good sign because it means they're probably gonna be willing to engage with my bullshit, which is less about self-promotion, but I just love bullshitting with people online. But that's never a factor in casting because I cast blind. Like I assign people numbers and randomize the auditions. I mean, obviously, if you know somebody's voice, you know somebody's voice, but you know. But the other thing I look for is, and now I have to say this has only happened with looking at men. If they have like shitty opinions about game developers, then I remove them from my casting list. Like I remember, what was I casting? It wasn't the Cherry Orchard. It was something else. It might have been Red Star, where there was somebody I knew was on my casting list, and they were talking shit about like the Pokemon devs, like lazy devs, no national devs. And it's like, oh, bye.
Bye. Yeah, that's an immediate bye. If I see someone being like, there are certain takes, I will immediately kick you out of a casting for having.
Oh yeah. The words lazy devs is like
lazy
instant
dev is
ban
like,
from my cat.
Yeah. If you talk shit out, like you can have opinions on games and be like, okay, I don't like this game for this reason. That's fine. But if you're like, oh, they're lazy devs, they look at them skimping out on this thing. Oh, I know so much. Then I will not cast you. You're not cast. You're the opposite of cast. You
Honestly,
are Zach.
I don't think it's great to be talking smack about anyone's project publicly because you're inviting that sort of criticism for your own work.
Absolutely.
Especially at our level, because I dealt with this when I did my podcast for RPG Maker, is that literally everyone is working in RPG Maker. They're all small projects done by people who just kind of want to do them in their spare time. They release them for free. Like, what are you really doing dragging this person when they took their time to make and release this product?
Like
making games is really hard.
I think like if you're going to make a criticism, at least it has to be constructive. You have to like talk about like, what do you think about this program? What do you think this? Like how do you think you could help others avoid that mistake? You know, like if someone makes something really bad about disability, you know, like if someone when someone fucks up about something, about someone with nonverbal a nonverbal character, I have selective mutism, so I make a criticism like, okay, this game got this wrong in this. I don't tag them. I don't fucking care about this person. I'm like, okay, this is how we can avoid this for future reference. You know, like if you write a mute character, you should do this other thing. You know, that kind of stuff. But if you're just going to like randomly say this game sucks for no reason, then yikes. Bad.
Yeah. I've had people, because I do NaNoWriMo every year as a volunteer project, where I just have an application out and people can basically get something to their portfolio. And I had people talk smack about things publicly, and I'm just like, I can't work with you anymore. You're not coming to me with problems. And I can fix things. I'm the lead. All the things you're complaining about, I can fix, but you're not. So have fun.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, I
All
really
right.
like. Oh, it's a time.
It's about time. So Quilly, are you around?
Really?
Okay, let me
Yay.
figure out my screen share.
Cool.
One quick second.
All right.
We love you, Chloe.
It's great that we had like an hour of just like voiceover.
Yeah, just
I don't even know how to describe that.
You've had a lot of
Bonus panel.
interesting takes.
What?
A lot of
No,
salt.
I have the mildest, least interesting takes. I don't know what anyone's talking about.
This has to be like a bonus segment in the YouTube channel. Spill the tea.
Spill the tea,
Yeah.
feet.